Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry about my hair. Apparently my family has been blessed with COVID in the house. So I'm off work. I just woke up not too long ago. I haven't done my hair. Mini vacation time. So far I feel good. Nothing to worry about. My son was out with one of his buddies and he's got it. I tested positive last night. So hopefully we don't get it, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, topic at hand. I got a delivery from China. My batteries have arrived. These took about 2.5 months to get here, which is a long time, but they can't send them by air. They've got to send them by the boat. So the boat is 30 to 70 days. And just takes time, and they got to clear customs, and then they got to come here. I ordered them November 30th. Today's February 16th. They're here. Let's check them out together. Excuse me. So here we got a little package with all the studs and some nuts and washers, and looks like 4 plated bus bars. I don't see any copper exposed, so maybe I'll scratch a little section on the side here at some point and confirm that they're copper, plated copper. But they're fairly hardy. They look about 4 millimeters thick, and well, there's the dimension lengthways and widthwise. So that's good. They look all right. I'll give you guys a close-up of them. I got these batteries from a supplier on AliExpress, and their name was Oye Store, O-Y-E Store. And I got them for about 15.70 Canadian with taxes and everything. They're 3.2 volt cells, and they have 320 amp hour capacity on the sticker, but I've already had them open and I looked at the QR code, which is intact on the top, and looked them up, and the manufacturer is CTAL. They're all less than a year old. Some of them were made in March and some of them were made in April of 2021. But they're listed on that page as a 305 amp hour cell. So it seems a common thing for these Chinese sellers to pump up what they have. They probably do a number of capacity tests on the batteries that they receive, and whatever one ends up being the highest with variances in battery chemistries or battery components that are in them, they're not all going to be the same. There'll be some variances. They probably just took the highest one that they got and said it was 320, but I don't expect to get 320 out of them. If I get 300, I'll be happy. These were sold as new batteries. Everything looks good on them all. There's no dents or nothing. They all look brand new. The thin blue plastic that's around the outside looks like it may have been original, because I don't see 2 layers, I only see 1. But I think that they've added this sticker nameplate, which just talks about the cell voltage, the internal resistance of equal to or less than 0.3 mega ohms. And I think they put this black plastic sticker on the top here, which just leaves a window. I could be completely wrong, but it looks like that might be the case, because it's not, some of them aren't exactly straight. But I've already had them out of the package. The package is absolutely fantastic. There's a thick foam piece on the top. There's these big, thick foam pockets that they sit in. Each battery has its own, and there's 4 in a box. And like I said, I got 8 to make it 24. The corner of the box has these stiffening braces to help protect them during shipping. So I'm pretty impressed with all that stuff. So when you get your batteries, and I'll put a link to the seller from AliExpress in the description below, and I'll put links to any of the websites that I talk about in the description below. When you get the batteries, you'll know if they're genuine batteries if the top of them looks exactly or very similar to this. You have your pressure relief window here, and then you have the QR code adjacent to that towards the negative cell. Some other batteries may have the QR code over here away from the pressure relief. Those are knockoff batteries. So that's one thing that you want to look for. And something else you want to do when you get your batteries is you want to put them up against one another and wiggle them back and forth. That'll tell you how bad any bloating that may have happened from long storage. Like I said, these are just about a year old. March is next month, so these ones are the 11-month-old ones. So next year they'll be 1 year old, and you can see just rocking them together. There is some gasification going on inside there. Looking at the pressure relief valves, they're not popped. So I think these are going to be good batteries. I expect to get 80% capacity out of them. Excuse me. So I'll get them all out of the packaging, and the next thing you want to do, what I was going to say was to be able to figure out that QR code, and why I told you about links in the description. I'll put a link in the description where you can take this number that's written around the QR code if your camera wouldn't scan it, which was the case with my phone. I just couldn't get it at the right angle to get the laser etching to show up in the lens. You can take this number that's around the top of the QR code, and I'll give you a website down below in the description you can go to. It tell you the manufacturer of your cells, the data manufacturer, the chemical makeup, and I think there's a few more details that you can check out there. And the next thing we want to do is we want to do a voltage test to find out the state of all the cells and look for pre-balancing. These cells didn't come with a pre-balancing sheet in either of the boxes, so I'm going to presume that if they did do it, it was just real quick like. And what we want to do is we want to check each cell, measure its voltage, and then compare those voltages to see how close they are together. What you want is matched cells, so similar internal resistance and similar capacity. Whether or not they've done these with each of the individual cells, I don't know. I'm leaning towards believing that they didn't, considering I have 4 cells from 1 month that aren't sequential and 4 cells from a different month that also aren't sequential. You can tell all that by the numbers on the top. So I'll get these out and we'll get to measuring the voltage. For you guys that might go ahead and build yourself your own battery like I'm gonna do, you have to be very cognizant of everything that you're doing while you're working with your batteries. These are 305 amp hour cells, which means you can run a 305 amp hour load for 1 hour on the cell. 305 amps can do a lot of damage, and you got to be really careful of anything coming between the terminals, especially after you get your bus bars on there and make the metal exposure that much more. And the reason why I say that, I was just about to start writing down the title for taking the measurement of the voltages, and I almost considered putting this down on top of these batteries. This metal spiral right here, would have caused a big mess. So stay aware and alert while you're doing this, and it'd probably even be a good idea to wear safety glasses, even just to be around them while you're doing anything. I wish I had a more sensitive voltage tester. Mine only shows 1 decimal of a volt. But every one of the batteries was 3.3 volts DC. So that's exactly what you want to see. Be even better if you could measure to 2 or 3 decimal places. But what you want is every one to be exactly the same. That means that the cells have been balanced before they were sent here. These studs really easily screw right into the top of every battery. There's an Allen key head on them, which you can use to tighten them. But there's a warning right on the side of the battery that says the top terminal is made of aluminum and too much force should not be used when installing bus bars. So what you want to do after you've checked your battery out is you need to balance all of your cells before you can start to use them, and you need to install a BMS. Use top balance the battery. That's the best way to do it. You can bottom balance your battery, just connect all the cells in parallel and leave them for like a month. And then all of the cells will balance together and become the same voltage. And once they've done that, then you've balanced your battery for a bottom balance. But it's much better to top balance your battery. It's going to give you the most capacity out of your pack. It's awesome. I appreciate you watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you like my content and you want to see more of it. I really appreciate it. That subscribing is important to me especially. We're really close to 500 subscribers, but geez, you guys probably all know the minimum for YouTube is 1,000 subscribers to be able to hit monetization. I'd love to be able to come to that point where I can start being able to invest some money back into the channel and maybe get some more components and stuff to add to the system. I'll keep you guys updated with what goes on with my family in this COVID incident that we've come across. I'm sure everything will be just fine. My son, who has it the worst right now, he's got a sore throat and he doesn't feel well. But no pains in the chest, no shortness of breath, nothing that really puts him in a position where we should be really worried about his health. So that's great. And I expect the same for all of us. The most recent variant of this Omicron of COVID seems to be fairly mild. So to be honest with you, I'm just happy to get it and get it over with. And I'll make sure to give myself a big hug and see if I can get my son a big hug and see if I can get that to happen. So we'll see you guys on the next video. Please stay tuned and have a great week.